All right, hello students. So here we are again, another e-learning day. 2020. Have you seen the commercial about Match.com? They have a new ad. It's really funny. They have a new ad. Sorry about that. They have a new ad, and they've matched Satan to 2020. So if you haven't seen it yet, maybe search for it to watch it. It's clever. It's really clever. Because, yeah, it's about right. All right. So you read last night about physical properties. I have nothing with me at home except my iPad. So I'm kind of playing off the cuff here based on what I had planned on doing and what I recall that I wanted to do for today. So you read about physical properties. Those are properties that you can observe without changing the material. So I can observe that I have a blue, I don't know where that came from, brown gingerbread man on my shirt. I can see that he's brown. I can observe that without changing anything about the shirt. I can see it. Usually when you think about physical properties, you think about using your senses. Smell, taste, sight, hearing. What do you hear? So anyway, there's the texture on him. Can you see he's got a texture too? So I can touch it and I can determine that there's a texture. So those are all things I can observe without actually changing the gingerbread man. So physical properties are things you can observe without changing them. Chemical properties, you observe those through chemical changes. So that's why there's a difference, all right? So physical properties, things you can observe about matter without changing the identity. I'm so sorry if the dogs interrupt you. They are in a playful mood this morning. Okay, so then what we were going to do is talk about size dependent and size independent. What does that mean? Well, when something depends on the size, it depends on how much of it you have, what the property would be. So there were a list of 8 properties, and some of them are size independent and some are size dependent. The ones that are size independent can be used to identify the material, like in a forensics lab. They could be used to identify that material. But the things that are size dependent, then that really won't help you identify what the material is. It's not an identifier. So mass is an example of something that is size dependent. How much of it you have will determine its mass. So that's kind of common sense, right? If I have a big batch of fudge, it's going to have more mass than a little square of fudge. Common sense. But knowing the mass of my fudge isn't going to tell me that it's fudge. If I don't know what it is and you say, hey, I've got 2 pounds of material, it could be anything. Or I have 3 ounces of material. Okay. I mean, that is data that could be relevant if you were calculating density or something, but it doesn't identify the material. So hopefully that helps you understand. So what I was going to do in class is pages 22 and 23. At the bottom of those pages, there was a table, and I want you not just to look at the table, I want you writing the information from that table. So you can recreate the table yourself, or you can make a list of, and in that table, I want the property, I want the description of the property, and then I want whether it's size dependent or size independent. I don't need you to write how you separate it. However, be able to apply that idea. So if it will help you to remember, then you can add that. But your grade is going to be based on whether you have the 3 things, and it can be in a list or in a table, whichever works for you, and it can be in color. These are notes for you. You're preparing to be assessed over this information. So how do you need to learn it? So, for example, on page 22 on the table, the first property that they have on the table is mass. And what is mass? It's the amount of matter in an object. And then, is it size dependent? Yes, size dependent. So if I were making a list, I would write the word mass, and then maybe put a colon, and then put the amount of matter in an object, and then it is size dependent. And then go to the next one, conductivity. What is conductivity? The ability of matter to conduct electricity or heat. So, and then it is size independent. It doesn't matter whether you have 1 atom of copper or 6 trillion atoms of copper. They conduct heat and electricity. So that is a physical property, and each material has its unique set of physical properties, and that can be used to identify it. So if you're a crime scene investigator and you have some mysterious material, you can find maybe the density of it. You can do some experiments. Is it soluble? Does it have magnetic properties? To try to identify what this material is. Maybe you've heard of fool's gold. They can actually determine whether or not it's gold or fool's gold real easily by calculating the density of a piece, because the density of gold is a certain number and the density of fool's gold is a certain different number. So you can solve little mysteries of what this is. So if you go into forensic science, wouldn't that be a cool job? You could determine that stuff. So when you get done making your list or table, you may list it or table, and make sure that you're very organized and that you do describe that property, because I want you knowing the properties, okay? And then be able to relate whether it's size dependent or size independent. When you get that done, I need you to submit it back to the Google Classroom post so that I have an assessment piece, and I'll give you a grade on it. If you have any questions for me today, please reach out to me through email, and I'll be checking my emails. Or if you comment on the post, a lot of times I get those dinging as well. So have a wonderful day. It's a nice bonus day. This shouldn't take you very long at all. So have a wonderful day. If you didn't get your guided reading done, get that done, because we're not going to have class time to go over those questions, and I don't have it with me to go over the guided reading with you. It's at the school, so I can't even go over that with you. So physical properties, know what that is. Size dependent, size independent, know what that means, and know all those 8 different physical properties that we can use. All right? Have a wonderful day. Oh, hey, you know what? I never, ever, ever believe anything an atom says. Never. I never believe it. They make up everything. Have a great day.